Hey guys, it's Carl Brown from GuitarLessons365.com. Massive hit from the Stone Temple Pilots today. We're going to learn how to do Creep, and I cannot believe I've never done this track. I have no idea how I have not done this yet. So you'd think it'd be one of the first ones I do, but I guess not. We're going to wait a decade and a half. So we are going to get to it today. Pretty simple one as well. Got some nice chords in it. No bar chords, and little chorus, which I bailed on the vocals in the chorus because I cannot sing that while I play a little riff because, you know, I'm not talented enough. But it's also a couple of vocalists there. But anyway, we're going to do the whole thing. I hope you guys will follow along. Before I get into it, please subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell and all that business. And if you like what I do here on YouTube and you really want to support it and also get some really cool stuff for it, click the link in the description. You're going to see a link to my Guitar Academy. It's the GL365 Academy, my online guitar school, containing all my courses, full access to all the courses with just one subscription across all major app platforms as well. And you get a free 7-day trial by clicking that. We go live every Saturday. We're just Academy members, a live stream with me. You get personalized support beyond that and access to all my courses for complete beginners to courses for more advanced players in technique, improvisation, ear training, theory, guitar tone, you name it. It's all there, so please go check it out. All right, so let's jump into the track. We are in standard tuning. And we're going to start here with this little intro, which uses the chords of the verse, but in a kind of a different order. So it's just a C major chord, standard C major. And then it goes to a B7. So how this is going to be played is the second fret there on the A, first fret there on the D, and then the second fret there on the G. Open B string, and then the second fret there on the high E. Just a 5-string chord there, so C, that B7, and then we go to this E minor 7. So how they're playing that, so if you know that this is the normal E minor, probably didn't play it like this, but you might have. But we have the open E string, second fret on the A string. So you don't want to do that with your index finger this time. And then the second fret on the D string with your middle finger there. Then the open G. And then you're going to have the third fret there on the B string, and then the third fret on the high E. So when it gets to that chord, it kind of strums it a little bit longer than the first two. So this. I'll hold that a little bit. And then back to the C. B7, and then just one strum across that E minor 7, and that's the intro. And then we're going to get into the verse, which is going to use the same 3 chords, but it's going to be in a different order. It's going to start with the E minor 7, and then go to the C and the B7. So that'll be like this. After you've done that like 4 times, that E minor 7 to C to the B7, you're gonna, at the end, you're gonna kind of go to that E minor 7 after you've done those 4 times. Just gonna hold on this E minor 7 a little bit. And there's a little thing, you hear that in there. I think it might be on the bass, I'm not sure, but it sounds cool. And since you're kind of hanging on that chord anyway, you might as well throw it in there. Which is basically kind of strumming. And then you just want to quickly hit that A string, which you're holding at the second fret, and then you're gonna hit the open D, and then hammer on that second fret. So you hear that little lick in there. A lot of times where he's kind of holding that E minor 7 here. Get back to the strum, so it can be a little tricky to just nail those two strings there, but it really kind of makes the part sound a little bit more interesting. And so I don't know if it's a bass that's doing that, but you can do it as well. So from there we go to the pre-chorus, which looks like this. The chorus. All right, so this is a little bit different chord. Still got that E minor 7, which is kind of like the dominant chord of the whole song. So we're going to start here with this a G major chord. So standard G major. It's the G major version of the G major where you're holding the third fret on a B. So it's kind of the four-fingered G major. And then what it does, it goes to an A sus2 chord. So that's all that is. If you know an A major chord, you basically pick up the note, the finger that's on the B string. So you want to make it an open B. So we have the open A string, second fret there on the D and the G, then the open B and open high E. So. And from there we go back to that E minor 7. So it looks like this. You've done that progression twice where you're ending it with an E minor 7 chord. The third time through the progression, we're going to end it differently. It's going to take us to the chorus. So we're going to end it like this. So instead of that E minor 7, we're going to play a C major chord to a D. So that's straight from the G. I'm sorry. Straight from the A sus2, it goes to a C to a D. So I'll play through the pre-chorus one more time so you can see the first two endings with the E minor 7 and the last ending with the C and the D. Then we get to the chorus here. So this chorus riff is pretty interesting. It looks like this. This kind of keeps repeating that. So now we're going to start here with this. So it's going to pick the open E string, second fret there on the A, and then the open D. Then. So after you did across those three strings, hit the open E again, and then play the second fret on the low E, then the open A, and then the open D. So you picked across those three strings again. Then you're going to pick that second fret on the low E again, and then move it up to the third fret, and then pick across the open A and the open D again. So across those three strings again. So it is. From there, you go back and you hit the third fret on the low E again, and then we get this little, which is the 0-2 on the A, then 0-2 on the D. So far, this is kind of like this, the first half of the chorus. So it looks like this. Then we're gonna kind of start the riff over again, but we're gonna play it slightly differently. So that started the same way, picking across the same 0, 2, 0, across the low E, A, and the D. And then, so that much of it is going to be the same as we did in the first time through. And then you're going to go back and hit that second fret on the low E just like we did before. But now when we go to this one on the 3rd fret, instead of just doing 3rd fret on the low E and then open A and open D, it's the 2nd fret on the A. Kind of picks across a G major chord. So when you get up to the 3rd fret, also now move your your finger over to the 2nd fret on the A. Pick that, and then the open D. So we have this. And then the ending here. So that's the 3rd fret on the low E, and then we're just going to climb up the A string, open A, 1st fret, 2nd fret, some vibrato there. And that's the whole verse. That's the first and then the second half of the chorus, and then you just kind of repeat that. So it looks like this. Alright, and then at the end of the chorus here, they go back to an E minor 7 for a couple of bars. They're just kind of using it as like a transition to get back to the verse. And then once again, we have the same verse that we did before, the same pre-chorus, and then the same chorus. So nothing changes there. Same, verse, pre, and chorus. And then we get to the coming out of the second chorus. Like we just came out of this first chorus with this E minor 7 for a couple bars. Now they come out of the second chorus and they play an E minor 9 chord, and they play it. It's a little bit extended, so it's kind of like this little interlude here. And they just add a little bit of like arpeggiated picking into it too. So what's this E minor chord? So this is after the second chorus. We have this kind of thing. So it's all I'm just kind of random. It's not exactly what they do it on the album, but it's kind of randomly kind of strumming the chord and just kind of picking some notes out of it. But the chord is an E minor 9. So it's the open E string, 2nd fret there on the A string, 4th fret there on the D, and then open G. And then we're going to have the 3rd fret there on the B string. Then the open high E. So what they'll do is they'll kind of strum this 4 times, and then in between the strums, they'll add little arpeggiated notes. So sometimes they'll strum it like down, and then sometimes they'll kind of strum it up. And then as they're letting the kind of chord breathe a little bit, they're just going to pick some random strings out of it. And then from there, it's just the pre-chorus and to the chorus, the same pre-chorus and chorus that we've already done. So it's a pretty simple song, but really, really effective and gets some really nice stuff in it. So hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.